Um, Going back to Haney real quick, it feels like it's a different Haney than I remember. His dad hasn't been around as much.
Thank God.
The maturity, like the maturity with him, it seems like he's really grown. And one of my questions to him, like everybody else, is, Brian Norman got the big left hook. That was kind of the downfall against Ryan. And so do you practice extra for it? Do you don't want to overdo it you want to keep a balance when you're in training. But no, he said, very mature, I learned from every fight, I learned from that. And like he's prepared going into this fight. But one hit, we know, you can change everything. So the fight's almost there. It's the next big fight on the calendar. What are your thoughts at this point? I think you had Norman going into the
Well, I still got Norman. I still got Norman, but I can tell. I look just from what you said, right, about Haney and what he's talking about. Like I can relate, to him getting better and in a sense because you learn from your mistakes. I mean, any smart fighter, that really cares about their career. And Haney's young, man. You know, he's young, and so he's gonna learn from his experience. From the past, especially from the Ryan fight. But I'll say this: like everybody's talking about the left hook of Norman Jr. I think they got to worry about more than just the left hook.
he's got
I
two
think
hands, right? Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna tell you. I think they got to worry about more than just a left hook. The dude got an uppercut. The dude got a right hand. And if you know anything about Norman, if you followed his career and have seen the progression of his work and his skill, Norman is throwing a straighter right hand now than he ever has.
Mhm.
His right hand is definitely straight, and he'll loop it sometimes, and he'll throw that thing straight down the middle, and with full force. So Norman isn't just Norman's not the same fighter he was years ago either. He's a completely different fighter. He has a different swag about him inside the ring, a certain amount of confidence inside the ring, and so you know. Yeah, Haney's gotten better, but so has Norman Jr. And he gonna have to worry about more than just a damn left hook. Trust me. When you know something's coming, look, you got a plan A, but you know what? You got a plan B too. We're gonna hit him with that right hand. We might even knock him out with the right hand. That's what they saying. So, as far as the fight goes, I'm still picking Norman Jr. Like I told you, I got Norman Jr. I think I just like how I like his mentality. I like how nasty he is. From a sense of just he has this old school swagger about him, man. That's just so appealing. I think like when I watched him they were trying to get him to like rate Devin Haney's fashion, and he's just like, man, this is what's wrong with boxing. We over here talking about fashion, like, then I'm trying to kill this man, bro. I'm not literally kill him, but you
Right.
know what I'm saying. I'm trying to destroy this man. You know what I'm saying? And we over here talking about, bro, like you don't even know. Like, I'll cheese from here to here because I'm saying, man, he's so right. He's so right. But the way he says it, his delivery. So, man, Norman, just keep doing you, B, for real, man. Like you are definitely you a true fans fighter, and I really do want him to win, man. I'm not gonna lie, I want him to win. Ain't no knock on Haney and his fans or whatever. Yeah, ain't no knock on that. I just think that Norman is naturally an underdog, man. I don't care what the odds say. I'm just saying naturally he's the underdog, man, and he's an overachiever. And I think that I think he gonna come through, man. I think he gonna come through, man. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Haney can go in there and maybe box his ears off, but I'm telling you, Norman ain't coming to play. He not coming to play. So as long as you don't get power thirsty, Norman, no, don't get power thirsty. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret, man. I'm gonna give y'all some. Let me give you a little game. When guys are loading up, Canelo likes to load up, which you can predict that shit coming. You can see it coming. You know what I mean? And you don't want somebody like Devin Haney, who has good eyes, tremendous boxer, to be able to see your shots coming. You got to be able to change them speeds up on them shots. And hey, I'm giving game to everybody. Everybody. This ain't just for Norman. This is for everybody, man. You know, guys that load up, you see that it's coming. It's ticking. It's so much resistance that you leaving yourself one exposed too. It's taking you long to pull the trigger because you're loading up on your shots. And a smart fighter will see that coming and he can anticipate it. Ooh, nope, you ain't getting that. Ooh, nope. Bing, bing. Nope, you're not getting that. So I will tell you this: don't be loading up, bro. Let them hands fly, but let them fly naturally, man. And the power is in those hands already. So he do that. I think he gonna come out with a victory, man.
You mentioned swag in the ring, and I know you noticed it, but there's a lot of young people out there. He was wearing that war hat, which reminiscent of Hagler versus Hearns. When you talk about a throwback mentality, I mean nothing signified it more than that red war hat. What did you think of that when you saw it?
Now I've seen that hat around. I've seen that hat around, but I've seen people that they wear that hat, but they not really like that. I've seen a lot of guys that wear it, but they ain't really like that. I think Norman is like that. I
Yeah.
think Norman is like that, man. Um, he about war, he about destruction. Yeah, like his last three performances have been devastating. I understand styles make fights, but his last three performances, he's made a statement, man. And um, I feel like he gonna make a statement in this fight right here. I think that again, I told you, could be false calculation from the
Yeah.
Haneys. They looking, they seeing one thing, but they might see something completely different inside that damn ring. Similar to what Luben had in his mind, thinking that, oh, this dude is stupid. I'm gonna be able to pick him to pieces. Hell nah. Not at the highest level. At the highest level, man, you gotta have some sort of IQ, man. And Ortiz got a pretty damn good IQ, man. And it showed. And he basically power boxed the skillful boxer.
I put that in my story for Fight News that he powered his way forward in that second round. The first round, like you said, he landed a couple shots. Luben was on the jab, but he just almost bullied his way forward and forced him to the ropes. But
Uh, You know what it felt when I was watching? It felt like I was watching like those movies where you seeing a couple of bullies surrounding a kid, and they picking on him, pushing his head back, you know what I mean, and pick him up, throw him in the trash can, or steal his
yeah,
lunch money and stuff. I felt like when Luben got up against the ropes, that's what he was doing. He was just like, just leave me alone, just leave me alone, tucked up in that high guard, man,
yeah,
straight back against the ropes, and I'm saying to myself, bro, like get yourself in a good position, bro. Like, what are we doing? What, you coughing up this? Like, what, you giving up already? Come on, man. And so like I'm seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, this is framed. This was set up. This and that." Man, I look. I don't think it was that. I just think that Ortiz, that the fear Ortiz put the fear of God in him. The fear of God in him. Yes, he was like, I'm out. I see y'all later. Hey, I'm gone. I see y'all later. As soon as he got clipped, bing, he went to sleep. As soon as he got clipped, bing, he was out on his feet. So do you get clipped? Damn, you trying to fight back? You like, ooh, it's part mental. It's part genetics, but at the same time, like shit, it's that want. You got to tell yourself, I ain't going no damn where. I ain't going nowhere, you know. And he didn't have that. He didn't have that mentality in the ring, man. So look, I ain't taking nothing away from. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. He trained his butt off. He was saying all the right things. He looked sharp in camp. But Ortiz is just a damn good ass fighter, man. And that's just what he's the better fighter, and that's it.
yeah. He punched through that high guard and just those hooks and those and just yeah. He was
Yeah,
out. He
it
was
was
out.
accurate. See, a lot of people don't realize how accurate Ortiz is. Ortiz let them hands go when he feels that he's on land.
Yeah.
He's accurate, bro. He's an accurate fighter. I would love to see his plus minus, man. He's an accurate fighter, bro. for real.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Luben got cooked. Um, we'll see what the future holds, man, for Boots and also Ortiz. But in the meantime, man, those are the two hottest names. Those are the two hottest names without a belt. Without a belt in the 154-pound class, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So just I got one more question for
go
you
ahead.
on Haney and Norman. Could this be the super fight, Tim, that nobody saw coming? And what I mean by that, does it have Sugar Ray Hearns kind of feel to it? Does it have not the hype that those guys brought in, obviously, but almost like a just the styles and maybe a Hagler Leonard or something like that? Like I feel like it could be one of those fights that delivers, because of their styles.
I don't know. I mean, look, I'm excited about this fight. I'm really excited about this fight, but like, I don't, I can tell you that after, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm excited because of the style matchups. Yes, the punching power. Like when you have a guy that has punching power, that has boxing skills as well, and then you have the pure boxer, man, like someone that can, basically, outmaneuver the other guy. It's appealing to me because it's like, can Norman land? And when he land, how is Haney gonna react? And based upon that, it's like if Haney reacts like it's nothing, then damn, it could be a long, easy night for freaking Devin. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know what type of fight we gonna get, man. To be honest with you, man, but I just know that it's an intrigue, two intriguing styles, man.